Hi everyone, it's Lesley from Hungry Heavy Crafts. I have another winter card for you today called Warm Winter Comforts, featuring these cute little cups of hot chocolate which everybody loves at winter time. I will have to apologise because I think I forgot to hit the auto white balance on my camera, so the first section is a little off colour. Sorry about that. I knew I wanted to create a stamped image, but also add some wintry embossing using a snowflake embossing folder. So to start off with, I have cut out a rectangle using the stitched rectangles die from Lawn Fawn. These are my favourite dies to play with just now. I also decided I would make a top folding card, and I'm going to use this blue paper here. This is a piece of paper that's 6x4. I took it out of the winter mat stack from Die Cuts with a View. I've had some of this Christmassy papers and cardstock for so long, but there's some gorgeous papers in it. But there's so many available on the market now. I'm sure that you could find something similar if you wanted to recreate this project. I'm sticking this blue card down to my top folding note card, and then simply trimming off the excess. They are slightly larger than the note card itself. Then I've got the base of my card ready to go. With my stitched rectangle, I want to use this little stamp. I have no idea where it came from. I think it's one of the Hampton Arts sets which I picked up many moons ago. And at the bottom I want lots of texture. So I'm going to actually cut this panel in half, well, about 2/3 or to 1/3. And when it's on the card, you won't actually see it there or notice that it's separated at all. But this little bit here, I'm going to run through my Cuttlebug using this snowflake embossing folder die, or embossing folder, sorry. So moving it around just to get as many little snowflakes as possible and running it through. I really love the look of white embossed card. I think it gives a really clean look to the card with lots of texture. There it is. So this is going to go right here, and I'm going to get stamping on the top section of this panel. Now I've zoomed in here so you can see a little bit better, and this little guy is so tiny. Originally when I sketched this out I had 1 cup, but upon seeing the size of it I thought I'd put 2 actually on this panel. Because the piece of paper is so small, I'm taping it down to my work surface and inking it up. I don't think I've used this stamp before, and I was a little wary of it maybe not stamping correctly or fully. Sometimes with new stamps they don't give a crisp impression the first time. So I'm stamping it onto a notebook, especially the solid part of the image. The ink is pooling up a little. So I've rubbed an eraser over the top, and that seems to improve the clear stamps for me. I'm doing another test run. And I was much happier with that, the way that it was stamping now. So I'm happy to put this onto my stitched panel. So I'm stamping the first one here. And the next one just right beside it. I think these cups are so cute. I love the little swirl coming up from the cup, and it's little tiny dots, so it goes really nicely with the stitching around the outside of the rectangle. For the grating, I've pulled out one of my stamp sets. This is the Unity Stamp Company. They've got some fantastic stamps, and I was part of this club for at least 1.5 years, and I've got them stored in these little plastic storage wallets. I think I got them in Poundland. And this greeting here says, "Sending you warm winter comforts." And it's got a mix of fonts and it looks really sweet. So I'm going to emboss this on some white card using some Versamark and some gold embossing powder. No, sorry, not gold, silver. My husband got some little tiny coffee filters, so I thought I would try them out. And I'm just brushing away some of those loose powders that was on the bottom. I've actually heat embossed this now, but I want the background of this embossed piece to actually be blue. So I'm adding some distressings, and I've got broken china and tumbled glass here, my favourite two blues. And I'm going to bring some of those blue tones into the card. I really like the way the distressings give a nice soft finish, and that tones in with the pale blue softness of the paper. With a dry paper towel, I'm burnishing off the ink that's on top of the embossing, and now I'm ready to use my Paper Smooches border dies. It's actually just a line of stitching, and I'm going to emboss a line above and below the embossed greeting. And then I'm going to use those as guides to trim a strip of card. So now I have my strip of card. You can see the stitching and the embossed greeting looks lovely. But I'm going to move on to my stamped image. I'm really sorry the colours aren't really the true colours in the video, but I'm using a pink colouring pencil and a blue one. I'm sticking to two colours and I'm not doing anything fancy, but I am going to be using some blending solution to blend out the pink and the blue, and that gets rid of those scratchy lines that the colouring pencils leaves. I really like once again, it leaves a really soft finish to the whole image. I thought this needed a little bit of a shadow or a ground or a table, so I'm using a grey pencil, very lightly, to bring in a little bit of shading beneath the cups. Now I wanted to bring some more silver into the card itself, so I've taken another rectangle die and I'm going to mount the white one on top of it, mat it on a little bit of pink card. But I wanted to have a little bit more depth to the edge of the card, so I'm adding some distressing around the edges, and you can see there that I've actually matted the stamped image on top of a little bit of a pink card. There's only about 1 or 2 millimeters showing, so you can't really see very well in the video, but you'll see in the photos a lot better. And I'm going to cut notches into this greeting panel, and it's going to sit right above that line where I've cut through on the white rectangle. It's going to go about here, and I've put some double-sided foam pads on the back, sticky pads. Stick this down, and I'm pretty much done, but I wanted to add a few little sparkles. I've grabbed some sequins here, and I'm using some Ranger matte medium and some tweezers to add a few sequins onto my final project. And that's the card complete. Thanks so much for watching this video today. If you've liked us, please give it a big thumbs up on YouTube, and please also subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. You can also see more of my work over on my blog at hungryheffycrafts.com, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.